Hello students, our topic for this particular module is called pre-computer or pre-computing devices. Under pre-computing devices, we shall be learning by listing the calculating devices developed from this age, the features, the components and their uses, and we'll also be knowing each and every one of their inventors. What then is the abacus? I know in time past you've heard about the word abacus. Abacus was basically invented around the 500 BC. It was made up of strings or wires, frames and beads. Modern abacus uses sliding beads in columns that are divided into two by a center bar. The upper part, as you can see, is called the heaven, and each of the two beads representing the two hands is worth 5, which moved to the center. The lower part is called the head. The lower part of the abacus is called the head, where each of the 5 beads, also representing the fingers, is worth 1 when moved towards the center. When you talk about abacus is really just a representation of the human fingers. It's just a representation of the human fingers, and schools in those days make use of abacus in performing some problems. And a good example is they helped in addition and subtraction of numbers. This was the foundation of educational computation. Next is the Napier bone. The Napier bone was invented in the year 1617 by a man called John Napier. The device involved a collection of movable numbered rods and a board. Also, Napier or John Napier made use of this device when he constructed bones. So, reasons why the name was called Napier bones. John Napier developed Napier bones to solve or perform multiplication. Behind your text, your notebook, you would see multiplication table. It was from the ideology of John Napier that was seen and used to perform this operation. It made multiplication look easy and simple. By me looking at the diagram, you would know how the foundation was started from. Moving forward, we have the slide rule. The slide rule was developed or invented by William Oughtred in the year 1632. Slide rule is a mechanical analog computer. In its most basic form, the slide rule uses 2 logarithmic scales to allow rapid multiplication and division of numbers. William Oughtred's invention was used in performing logarithm, reasons why he is called the father of logarithmic function. Slide rule was mainly used for multiplication and division, and also for scientific purposes. Next is the Pascal calculator. The Pascal calculator was invented by Blaise Pascal, and he invented the Pascal calculator, also called the Pascaline, in the year 1642. It is a gear or dial driven, just as that of an analog telephone. The Pascal calculator is used for addition, subtraction. It is also used in evident in electricity meter. The Pascal calculator helped in modern day development. Next is the Leibniz multiplier. The Leibniz multiplier was invented by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz in the year 1671. It was an improvement of the Pascaline. It contains a special kind of gear called Leibniz wheel, as you can see, and it could add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Another name for this multiplier is called a stepped reckoner. A stepped reckoner. And like I said, it was invented in the year 1671 by this young man. Moving forward, we have Jacquard loom. Jacquard loom was invented by Joseph Maria Jacquard in the year 1801. This particular machine was controlled by a number of punched cards put together into a continuous sequence. It was used for producing fabrics with beautiful patterns. So basically, it helped in sewing human clothes and other things. Next is the difference engine. The difference engine was created or invented by our big boss called Charles Babbage in the year 1822. Of course, everybody know that Charles Babbage was an English mathematics professor. He invented it in 1822, as I said, and it was composed of 25,000 parts, weighed 15 tons, and stood 8 feet high. It is basically used for calculating differential equation. Blaise Pascal also developed the analytical engine in the year 1832, and this engine was designed in another machine called an analytical machine, which was deemed to be the first mechanical computer. Take note, the analytical engine was the first mechanical computer. Moving forward, we have Hermann Hollerith's machine. It was obviously developed by Hermann Hollerith in the year 1890, and it helped in the US census. So this machine was used during census counting in the year 1890, and the inventor was Hermann Hollerith. Last but definitely not the least is the Burroughs machine, developed by a very intelligent man called William Seward Burroughs in the year 1885, an American arithmetic company. It was a mechanical hardened machine, and it is It contains keypad, levers, registers, and printers. This is where the knowledge of printing came into play. All of these are the very first pre-computing age that we have discussed. So thank you, and see you at the other side of computational devices. Bye bye.